Hello everybody, it's I, the Waluigi Big Mac, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time, shit, it's been like weeks since I last recorded. I completely forgot what happened. Considering how this case is going, I'm going to assume we somehow squeezed by with some bullshit. Actually, no, now I remember. The goddamn chief of police showed up. And revealed some vital form of information in the fact that a person died in the evidence room of the police department, but that person who died is the victim of the case we're trying to deal with. That, and also giving Edward an even hard time. Edward just can't seem to catch a break at this game. Anyways. There we go. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Of course you are. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and in the police department's evidence room. Somehow. What's this in the evidence room part? Prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. Oh, and we go right there. Also, before I continue, so the past, like, 3 or 4 episodes, you might have noticed that the audio quality was a bit fucked up. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck happened. I think somehow because my microphone has a little, like, wheel thing that allows you to adjust the gain. I don't remember when, but I think I've turned down my volume, or the gain on my mic, and forgot to turn it up for recording. So that's most likely why the audio difference is that noticeable. And if that end up ruining the videos for you, then I do genuinely apologize. Normally I would re-record these, but for a game like this, it's pretty much a chore just to get back to a specific spot, because from what I know, now I could be very wrong, because this is playing through, like, I've seen the entirety of Ace Attorney 1, but it's kind of, I don't remember, I'm a bit iffy memory-wise on some of the cases, but the other things that this is the first time I'm playing Trilogy on this particular version of the Ace Attorney trilogy, so I don't know if I can go back to certain days of certain trials. Right now, I'm going to assume no, but I could be wrong. But for the most part, yeah, it's going to be, the audio for those previous episodes are going to be stuck like that, and I once again apologize if it's not up to your standards. With that being said, let's just continue on here. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. I forgot I did 2 different voices depending on which way she's looking. My sister arresting evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? The situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Give it a try. But me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press enter and spray on it. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. Oh! Aha! I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this specifically? The amount of blood, I think. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at the blood on the soldier's victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there had been more blood than this. And that is, yeah. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find the bloodstain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, this stuff's pretty handy, too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Solution used for scientific investigation. Finds blood traces. Spray to use. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit in with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah, feels like we're really investigating crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything. Ha! Oh, it's Miss Angel over here. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Star. You only trust your eyes. Not bad, you two. The day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead in doesn't. That kind of lead in doesn't really get in my mouth. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead. That kind of lead in doesn't really get my mouth watering. We might as well talk. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Star, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there, but I was afraid that I wouldn't. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough. You see, I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw the chief prosecutor's guy stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Ah! I swear to my honor as a detective, she stabbed Goodman. Yeesh. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So you were the. Oops! I accidentally skipped. Hold on. Let me skip through all this so I can actually read it again. SL9? Shit. Hold on, Detective Star. So you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes. It was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me The cough-up queen. The cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go or fired. I felt that I found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Present... Yeah, that... No wonder... Yeah, I figured... That did sound familiar. Hold on. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. The SL9 incident is written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for a transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected. SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Okay, no, we still can't talk to her. Let's try... Sergeant Bruce Goodman. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly. They're the reason why we have a written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID Yabba Dab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabba Dab. Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point! Doesn't take much to amuse her. Well, let's just exile this. I meant to present this. I had 2 of those until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same idea as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. And then there's... Let's see... That crime photo is also... You know, we should probably present her this and see what she says. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? There we go, the SL9 incident. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I ever handled. The police and prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence, so they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved in the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you're one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Wait, could it be? I mean, it was probably that cowboy-looking fucker. Yep. Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, the police department security detail officer Jake Oops, I mean, police department security detail officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait! Those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I've come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Wow, that's actually very nice of her. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, are you going up? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall, Well, I think we exhausted everything we can do. Let's see. Let's head to the police department then. Well, here's the police department. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense that Detective Dick get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Well, we might as well move into the guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. Gee, it's almost like this is Jake Marshall's office. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? It sure seems that way. Oh, what's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly and so posing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Yeah. Jeez, he likes drinking on the job. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. Bet we could use this computer to check who went in and out of here. Yipes, these sure are prickly. That must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, richest shell with spines pointing out in every direction. It's just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more of an attitude thing than a physical similarity. And then there's a security guard uniform hanging here. Looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. Leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy... A poncha... Pinchy... Oh, I know, a poochie. Wait a minute, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information for myself for the time being. You know, one thing I've come to realize while playing these games... Phoenix is a fucking prick. The swinging door makes this place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's now shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a yark myself. Well then. Up. Look on the floor. A lasso. Looks like it's set up. Looks like it's set up to trap something. Trap. A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone's trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Well then. It seems like we exhausted all options. Well then. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please. Oh. It's you. Detective Gumshoe! Now, no time to chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. Wait, what I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound. I'm heartbreaking. Now, no times for despair. We caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean you heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested them, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. But wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Wesley should be over, so I figured he's down there having a good cry. Later. Well, looks like we have to chase him down at some point. Well, this investigation's off to a running start. Let's see. Wait a minute. I want to do something funny real quick. Where is it? Here it is. Hey, look, a bloodstain. Wow, we got a reaction. There's clearly blood around the spines here. This room's pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something and planted their head right into these spines. I think that might be more painful than being murdered. Let's see. Anything else here? Okay, nope. Okay. Alright. No more screwing around. Let's get back. Criminal Affairs Department. Let's see. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh, it makes my head hurt. Well, first thing first, let's check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. Let's go to the detention center. Still, I do feel better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed the Detective Goodman, right? Didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down the road. That road right now. Things will just get confusing. Whee! What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was a perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh. Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edward anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report? No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he isn't, is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Sir, oh my god, please shut up with that stupid thing. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir. Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. But Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yow! What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. Well, first, let's do this first. I don't mean to pry, but are you the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me like with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. Oh my god, stop. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me as victim. I would, but you have to be in detention and alive and, well, at that. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. Oh, poor guy. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone's around. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Bandage hand. Gotta take a swig of my drink. You know, gotta keep my throat, not dried up. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But, sir, but there's nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. The next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. I was in shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. Almost like... So Goodman attacked Meekins. Meekins passed out because he got stabbed in the hand. I'm willing to bet maybe part of the knife might be stuck in his hand, maybe. And then something happened to... Interesting. Let's try presenting the ID. Try and provide some more information. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was blank until this very moment. But sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of all of it. This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. Better pry into this one a little deeper. Okay. Can you tell me what it is that you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I saw you. I was flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto the others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I woke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they had that arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we had no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? We still ended up here. They told me that it had to be him. They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? The videotape? From the security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me on the tape! And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we better go check the crime scene. Well then. You know what? I wonder. He mentioned a badge. Officer Meekins, have a look at this. Go ahead, sir. Laugh. Laugh at me, sir. Huh? I know what you want to say. You're going to tell me how she has one just like it. Me? Why would I? I know, sir, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badge. Nowhere! I'm alone! All alone! Is that so wrong? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir. Is he talking about those badges on her coat? I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory. Okay, that was worth it. That was actually worth it. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the chief of detective's desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you sure this is all? Hmm? You know what it means if anything's missing, sir. Sir, sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. What the? Oops, I accidentally didn't mean to skip that. Oh well. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. Chief Detective looks a little flustered. Ha ha ha! Righto, my boy! How you been? Sweat much? Oh, Chief God, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy. Oh, you know they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident at On-Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having the top prosecutor sit in the defense seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40 years in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it. So he was called for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they just do anything about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean. They're being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? No, Rhino, I can't give away all of our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff, secrets. I can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job of just keeping the chief of detectives trapped shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? Oh, you saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can discreetly ask him. Well... let's look through this guy. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. What exactly did the chief of police want to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. He took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? He kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make note of that just in case. Handwritten document dated February 21st. It can only be submitted to the chief of police. Should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Well, we have this now, so maybe we can show this to Goodman's. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Ah, sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff, though, I say. Go find the guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. The guy who can't sit still. Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. Permission to enter. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day he would come when Righto asked me for help. I was wondering if we can investigate the evidence room. Uh-oh, music is... Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Don't I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow 50 bucks? I'd give them 50 bucks, no problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. I guess it just goes to show you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Huh, hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. You know, I'm still suspicious of him, but at least he's a jolly guy. Looks pretty cool on my label, doesn't it? Just think of real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because, sir, we could go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Jeez, alrighty then. Well then. Well, we might as well go back to the, we can go through here. Guard station? We might as well... Oh, nothing here. Let's see. Well, let's do this. This room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Camp. Let's just walk in. Won't open. Aha, the card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my Babina's sky so gray? Ah, Marshall's back. Officer Marshall? Why does it have to be him? What's that? Why does it have to be him, look for? As you may have surmised, this here is my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw! Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. Well, here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then. Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Maybe... What? Ah, excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. That smell. Ah, reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yes. Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What? What's wrong? Philly steak lunch? I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask me anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Alright, guard station. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy, keep getting his name wrong and call him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got the motive from Detective 2 years ago. Well, it might not look like it. Well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know. So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take the machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know. Miss Star told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Star, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago, the day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. Extras was talking about the transferals too. Security system. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're a security guard, you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. That's the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID that passes through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. There's maybe some way I can prove that record's tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but can you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here until the presiding detective supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. Hey, see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever, dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. That happened to SL9 2 days ago. Let's see. Well, we might as well show Goodman's ID. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Yep, I see it right there, 415. Look, the fourth number is a perfect match. It was used at 514, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them in cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. Oh wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So he asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me! If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. ID card record added to the court record. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Well then. Let's go to the evidence room now. Ah, this looks different than the one we've been to. Then again, this is for solved cases. I'm assuming the one we were in the previous case, the one with Von Karma and everything, must have been the unsolved cases. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It's really kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Oh, it's Gumshoe. Eek! Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, I can borrow $50 and I give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So, chief of police can't. Will loan anyone 50 for $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you're talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation today. Just for today? Boss for a day? But guess what? You got the permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Well, that's the floor plans for the police department. Well, let's talk to Gumshoe while we listen to his very cool theme. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day. That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here? You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I'm a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. I always believe in Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Let's see. Damn, this is almost an hour long. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about that case. And then the evidence lockers. This place is more like high-tech. It's more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so only one detective can open. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why? I'm only on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each lock is coded with a fingerprint. So the locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest models. There's a trick to these handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that oblivious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprints lock. I see. Let's see, percent. Let's present the note first. Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now that was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved with this after all. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. And started the rumor mill. Rumors. About forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself. Let's see what Gumshoe says about the ID card record. Sorry if you're hearing the ice from my drink, but you know I gotta keep my throat wet. So because the voice I do for Gumshoe can kill my throat if I do it for too long. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? What? Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? We can check it. So we know that's Bruce Goodman. These two are the same. That's all 7. So that's an interesting one. So here's what I'm thinking. When the murder took place, this card could have been Meekley's. But it's the same as this one, so maybe not. It's hard to say. Alright, well, let's examine this shit. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, Mal, that's the that's that metal detector. The one that led to solving of that case out of Gordon Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like ages ago. And I never think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come handy in solving in some case sooner or later. That cheap looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. You know what? I can respect that, Gumshoe. God, why is... Okay. God, why is Gumshoe the most likable character here? What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but that's definitely a handprint there. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Right. What if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Let's check this one. Look, this one's open, and the red indicator above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like this? Well, it'd be hard to get open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. There's a rubber glove here. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, from the case, you know. You mean the SL9? It does have a tag on it. So we got that rubber glove. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That apparently is from the case. The case? The SL9 isn't, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. That's... I wonder what shape these pieces were in before it broke. You want to try and put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal! That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try and find the rest of the pieces. Alrighty then, Yep, that's definitely it there. That doesn't look like it. Nor that. Oops, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Take a closer look. Okay, so we know... So we know this one goes there. What could this one be part of? Let me see here. Is this the one next one? Oh my god, it is! Okay, and I can clearly see from there that... Yeah, it's definitely this one. Let's see. Let's look at this one real... Oh, yeah, I can totally see it. Because you have to put it like that. What the fuck is this supposed to be? Okay, nope, it's not that way, is it? This way? Nope. It has to be this way, right? Oh. Oh wait, no, that's... Oh, I thought that meant, No, is it... Actually, no, it's this one right here. There we go, yep, there we go, that's... Totally wasn't that one. And then, we don't even have to rotate, that one could fit there. This one... Does it fit like that? No. Oh, wait, no. Aha! And this is the last piece, and it goes... This makes the most sense to me. We're missing a piece. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some of the pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't it look like... It doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Okay, so we got an unstable jar here. Well, the only thing left here... Wait, hold on. Paint? What is the song Paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, True Art has always been a war against oppression. True Art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint in here. Perhaps we were witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here, in this evidence room. Well, I guess that... Nope! That makes sense. Well, I think the only thing left we could do is start spraying around here. Okay. Aha! That must have been One massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not professional, but what's your opinion, Detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien. That proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. good old Gumshoe. Let's slide over here. Up. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey! That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where do you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Oh, I better jot this down on the floor plans. Let's see. Let me see if there's anything else I'm missing. Because we already found that one. And then there's that spot right there, obviously. I knew it. This is someone right handprint. What? What's the matter, Detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours? Please, you have to help me. When they come take me away. Promise you will testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot this down on the floor plan. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems. Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got a friend like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Well, then. We should probably... you know what? Let's see, we can... we can expect the bottle. Damn, I was hoping we can, use it on, the thing. Let's see, well... Underground parking lot. High Prosecutor's Office. High Prosecutor's Office, and we're in Edgeworth room. What the? Ah, my guest. Ah, guest. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? They're standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from that district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for... Oh, by the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant's opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. Real information was on the other side of Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Well then. Inquiry committee. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You're lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay? Are you okay for tomorrow's trial? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecutor, attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Well, first thing first, we have this. Alright, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edwards, you went to the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why? Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. I'm curious about this other case. I better make note of it. Well, we got a screwdriver now. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Well then, is there anything else? Well, let's present the knife. I mean, I didn't mean to expect the knife, but... Okay. I know you. You probably got a hold of some information already, right? It has to do with that case you were on. The SL9 incident. And some dark suspicions you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in the elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time. Damon Gant. That wacky old coon was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was the deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. When we were dealing with a vicious murderer, if I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win the trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, Chief Prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science... Huh? Yeah, yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid. Well then, you might have a use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks? How about giving these two Detective Gumshoe as well? Great. We're gonna have to move back and forth. Holy shit, how long is this fucking chapter? Holy shit. Anyways, well, let's get going on the last investigation. How long has this episode been going on? Jesus Christ, man, this is the first hour something long episode. Jeez. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. A suspicious handprint, huh? Well then. Well, we might as well move back to the evidence room. Oh. Weird, she's gone. Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on a second. Why don't we do some snooping around first? I'm gonna spray everything, and no one can stop me. Aha! This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer, but she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So, this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. Alrighty, and then we know that's there. Anything else? Nope, okay. Police department entrance. Guard station. Oh, he's no longer here again. Evidence room. We do have some suspicious fingerprints. Our investigation turned up on a suspicious handprint. Here, this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, let's choose a finger. A finger. Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that would have left behind the clearest point. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating, choose a finger. So here's what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking right here. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With enter, see? Considering this was made for the DS, I would assume that you have to use the microphone. I'll probably edit in if I'm correct on this or not. And that's assuming if I even remember. Which, if that's the case, I'll just leave a comment or something like that. Ah, looks like that did the trick. Aluminum powder adheres. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Yep, this was definitely intended for the microphone. Never mind, I answered my own goddamn question. With E, exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out candles on a birthday cake, see? Wow, that looks like fun. Might get some getting used to, though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are basics to fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. And then... Oops, shit. Game? Up, okay, there we go. There we go. I'm getting way too excited about this. I apologize. I did it. He found one. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does this mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this behind must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking closely at at the locker door again, closely precisely. It seems like there's fingerprints outside of the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Yeah, I see. It's right here. Gotta spread it very thin and then blow. Oh, no. Oh, it's not fully revealed yet? Hold on. Let me just fill up the whole screen here because apparently, we are going for an hour, baby. I guess this is the only, I guess this is the only... Oh, I missed a few spots. Yeah, your print's so clear, it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet. This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding the fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she is right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth and point out the person you think left behind these prints. What? How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? This means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprint would most likely... So whose fingerprint would we most likely find on this evidence locker? That would be Gumshoes. 100%. Yep. Aha. So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? He gave me a... This so what look. I guess it's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint left in his room. Let's check it out. And you'd be correct, because if we go over here... Nope. No move, examine. No, it's, there we go. Bring up that. Please tell me I can just go get to it immediately. Okay, no, first I have to spray. Oops. God damn it, game. Examine, that's what I need to do. No, not the goddamn screwdriver game. God damn it. Do I have to do it from here? Okay, there we go. That's how I do it. So, okay, looks like I have to spray it first. Why does clicking on it twice have Oop, wait. Spray. Okay, how the fuck do we do it? Please tell me this is the fingerprint. Please tell me this was the fingerprint that I was talking about. I think what I have to do, I have to go into this. Okay, you know what? Let's examine right here. Okay, I was misinterpreting things. So this is where we got an aluminum fluid reaction, right? Right. There's a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? There goes our eye sparkling. Yep, we gotta check for prints. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any print that in that area will have to be wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me, anyway. We must try and find the prints that were wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. If anything... Let's try this one first. Or, wait. Oh, I see. I see now. Okay, then. Let's just... I wish I could just, like... just click the mouse once. But unfortunately, you're going to be hearing me clicking like a goddamn maniac. Because my mouse is near the mic, so I apologize, folks. But blame Capcom for this, not me, okay? Believe me, it wouldn't be any better because this was originally on DS. Would you rather hear me tapping on the screen more or the clicking? I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Well, I guess that... Oh, right here! I think this is the best method of doing it. Just filling the entire screen up like this. And then let's just do it some more. Please, apparently the game didn't realize there was a fingerprint here, and then boom. That definitely isn't it. That definitely isn't it. Hang on, this looks like a goddamn match. Hold on. Is this fucking Marshall's? Holy shit! Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Let's see, well, we have Marshall's fingerprints now. That's gotta be coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction. The blood and the fingerprint are in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white blood stain. But why would also Marshall? It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Finally, the episode is over. Jesus, and that is an hour. Jesus Christ, an hour and a fucking half. Christ. Okay. Whew. I guess it's only going to get longer from here. Yes, we're going to save. And this is where we end our episode, which apparently was a lot longer. So, but then again, I want to do longer games more now. So episodes are going to be longer, especially the next Let's Play I plan to do after this one, where each episode is going to be an hour long because because it is a stupid long game. With that being said, I'll see you. Well, first, before I do that, if you guys enjoy the content I do, please consider subscribing, as I would really appreciate it, as it'll help the channel grow. After all, I'm at 3 digits right now, but it would be pretty cool if I could hit 4 digits by the end of 2 years from now. With that being said, be sure to leave a comment and a like, because engagement gets you discovered these days. Fucking hell. Which requires people to watch your videos, and YouTube likes to prioritize people that make some money. What a world we live in. What a world. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode, where we are going to go to the trial, the first part of the trial on day 3. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye.